Great. Cool. We're on. We're live.
There for the taking. Sixers drop game two to the New York Knicks 108 to 102. A game that the Sixers, on multiple occasions, I think, had the opportunity to go up by a little more than that 5 to 6 point threshold they held at different points in the game, but just couldn't do it and let the Knicks hang around. And Jalen Brunson was able to finish in the fourth quarter. My name's Colby Marshall. I'm here with my uncle Chuck Butler, dad, Troy Marshall, who
What's
I
up?
watched the game with. Better performance than game one, definitely an improvement, but you don't have a whole lot of time in the playoffs to just focus on getting better. You got to win games. The Sixers now are in a 2-0 hole against the Knicks with the series going back to Philly. No Joel Embiid tonight. What did you see from the Sixers? I'll start with you first, Chuck. What did you see from them tonight? What do you think about this game?
Well, believe it or not, I mean, I've had a couple minutes to kind of reflect. I'm proud of the team. I thought they fought. They played hard. Troy, you mentioned a million times in the chat. They were tired, especially the starting five, other than Drummond. Um, but if Nick Nurse again decides not to use his bench, this is what we're going to get, unfortunately. Hopefully, we'll have a fresh and beat going into game three, which I'm sure we'll talk about either tonight or at some point. But they just felt like they ran out of gas. Maxi couldn't close the game. He's our closer, but unfortunately, he also had to be play Embiid to some extent. And in an ideal world, Embiid would get us through the tough moments through the game, either making tough baskets, getting someone in foul trouble, getting to the foul line. Um, Maxi and PG to a little bit had to play that role tonight, and then Maxi was asked to close. In a perfect world, he would just really be playing off of Embiid most of the game and then closing the game. He ran out of gas. He was coming up short on jump shots, and he seemed not as fast as he usually is. Um, but at the end of the day, I'm proud of the team. They played hard. And I mentioned in our chat, I think they can. This team's beatable. Can the Sixers beat them? I think they can. Will they? I don't know. But Knicks are beatable. I loved. I don't want to ramble on, but this is the last thing I'll say. I loved VJ's defense on Brunson. He got like 25 points, but it took like 22 shots to get there. Um, I think they found something with that. Like Troy had mentioned, I wish they would have hunted Brunson a little bit more, make him even work even more on defense. But I think they found something in slowing Brunson down a little bit. He's a great player, but I think VJ did a wonderful job just kind of like getting in his way. So those are my takes. I'm proud of the team. Um, they need to find a way to get Maxi, VJ, PG some blow, just some rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my take.
Yeah, even staggering those minutes, like having VJ run point and give Maxi a blow. He played 47 minutes tonight, and all the minutes in the second half, he didn't come out one single time. And
I
you could
didn't.
just tell in that fourth quarter, he didn't, he had that open three after a missed layup that he had. They got the offensive rebound with Paul George and they kicked it back out and open three fell short. Shot he usually makes. I think he had two open threes in that fourth quarter that he missed.
Yeah,
And the entire game, my dad, you said it. He had his hands on his knees like the entire second, starting with the second quarter on. Really, he had his hands on his knees, and it's just a indictment, like I've said before, on the lack of depth on this team and Nick Nurse. I mean, it's hard to justify him not playing the bench with the way Dominic Barlow looked when he got into the game and the impact that he had. It's like, well, how many more guys can you get good minutes out of like that? When you think about it, Trendon Watford, Jabari Walker, Justin Edwards, that can all help take this load off of Tyrese Maxey.
you think?
So
Hold
it
up,
is
those three you named, and I know Troy. I know you got a lot to say, and Kobe. I don't mean to interrupt, but those three players you named, you think they could have given Maxi a blow? I just don't think they have the players. I guess maybe you're right. Maybe they could put VJ at point and then play
right,
Justin
We don't,
Edwards at the
we don't
wing.
have another point guard. Like VJ has to play point guard,
right.
right? He's played point guard throughout the year to some extent. So I think that's your only option is to have him play point.
Yeah,
Um, I just wish that we had another guard coming off the bench that we can really rely on.
yeah,
I always think about when I think about three guard rotations, I always go back to Isaiah Thomas, Dumars, and Benny Johnson, and all three guys were interchangeable in that backcourt,
yeah.
and that's not what we really have right now.
Uh,
Listen, I think overall the Sixers played better on both sides of the ball, which really wasn't hard to do, you know, relatively speaking to the last game, but they played a lot better. I thought Maxey did a better job of passing out of the traps, and the Sixers actually had a plan on what to do after the traps. They got a few open threes off from the Knicks traps. I thought Barlow's minutes were huge, and
mm,
even though it took foul trouble for Nurse to give him some time, I'm hoping that he realizes that that's another body that he can really trust. Which I don't understand why he didn't trust him in the playoffs anyway. Like the man started pretty much all year long. Like I don't understand why you would bench him for the playoffs. I understand you want to get your best players out there, but again, I'm a person who thinks Kelly Oubre, who played a very good game tonight. He played a very good game. He has his moments where it looks like he's chasing butterflies on the soccer field, but I think overall he played a very good game. But I would love to see him come off the bench in a in a Vinnie Johnson type role, like just go in and get it. That's what you like to do. Just go downhill, the ball's in your hands, go try to score on the second unit. Um, so like those are some good things. Bad things were listen, I hate to to climb all over Nurse's back, but he has to find a way to your guys' points. He has to find a way to get Maxi some minutes. If you're going to rely on Maxi the way you do, you can't sit him down for a minute. I watched the Knicks. There was a stretch in the second quarter where Brunson was not on a court for like 5 minutes. For 5 minutes, that he's their best player. But Brown, he had the wherewithal to say, you know what, I can't play these guys 40 minutes, 45 minutes a game the way Thibodeau did. And Nick Nurse is similar to Thibodeau, where he just relies on his best players. Um, and big games and for the most part all year long. And it's coming back to bite him, I think. And the ugly, like I went to the good, the bad, and the ugly. The ugly was to me was Grimes. Grimes did not play well at all. He had a wide open layup. He bobbled the ball, but he still could have got the ball up. No one, Cat wasn't going to block it. Like if he just go up strong, Cat would have fouled you. He's not the smartest defender in the world. He would have fouled you. Just go up strong, and he passed it right back out for an open three that I think we missed. Paul George missed, or Kelly Oubre missed. I don't know. Um, yeah, it's unfortunate that they had the game. They could have not going to say easily won the game, but it does come down to Maxi not being able to finish, and not just Maxi, because VJ had a bunch of open threes near the close of the game, and he missed them too. So it wasn't just Maxi; they all looked gassed by the end of the game. Like I don't know how many points they scored within the last 3 minutes of the game.
I
yeah.
think they
This.
scored three in the last 7 minutes of the game.
They scored
Th-
3 points in the last 7 minutes of the game. Son, are you
They
serious?
had they had nine when Kelly hit that three to go up 99-96. That was with 6 minutes left, and they scored. Whether they finished with a total of 102 points, so they scored 3 points over the last 6-7 minutes.
That's fatigue. That's fatigue, man. The Knicks defense, the Knicks didn't do anything defensively because the Sixers had a bunch of wide open shots.
Yeah,
That's just fatigue.
yeah. To get back to Grimes, you're right. He was awful. He he was. I don't know if he lost his confidence, but he was
Yeah, it
not
looks like
taking threes and like dribbling into traffic to try like to get a. I don't know what he was doing. it wasn't a good game for him.
No, no, you can't. Like you can't. If that's my bench player, you can't come in and be a net negative. And too many times we've seen one or two guys come off the bench and be a net negative. And like that's not what a true championship team has on their bench. Everyone on a championship team is value added, and that's not what we have right now on the Sixer team. And that's an indictment on Morey more than it is on Nurse to me. Nurse has his hand in it because he doesn't play these guys enough to me in the regular season in key moments like big games, key moments. He doesn't play his bench enough to gain some type of trust in them, right? But again, if he feels like, dude, I don't know what Daryl Morey has, what kind of ingredients he's giving me, but I can't cook with him.
You
He
don't hold
feels
up.
that way. No.
I give you the backcourt, and I know I'm always coming off defending Maury. I'll give you like a capable ball handler, which is
Hmm.
important. I'm not saying it's not important, but you don't think there's talent on that bench? We talked about this last podcast. I think there's people on that bench that could contribute. Nurse is not playing them,
I agree.
Yeah, because he doesn't have confidence in him, right? So
but I don't think that's Maury. I don't think that's a Maury issue. I think Maury gave him pieces. He took a piece away that we could use right now. Don't get me wrong. You can get him one about that all you want. I totally agree with that.
here's where it becomes a more issue because we don't have enough money. We didn't have enough money to go get like mid-level exception free agents, either in the off season or at the trade deadline.
No, no, no,
So we
no.
have to no 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 listen. So we had to come with the Barlows and the Jabari Walkers and the Trenton Walfords, guys that
Who I all
they're
like.
kind of they're kind listen, they're kind of like fringe players. They're not somebody like I don't know why I'm bringing his name up, but like Tim Hardaway Jr. Like what he's going to give you. I'm not saying he's the perfect role player, but he's a step above what we have on our team
Troy,
because
those
because we have three max contracts. It's tougher for Maury to go get some better players,
correct.
but that's
That I
on
agree
him.
with.
That's
It's
That
on
I
on
agree
him.
with.
him.
But
He made that
you,
decision.
if Tim Hardaway Jr. and I know you're just using for example, but
Yeah.
if these mid-level players that
Hmm.
are out there, if they played on the Sixers, Troy, we will be picking those players apart. Like because they're not on a microscope or we're like us looking at them all the time. We will be picking every flaw apart. I think Watford, I think Barlow, I think Jabari Walker, I think those are good players. Like, and he got them at decent prices. I think that's a really good skill for a GM to get useful players that Nurse was using a lot of the season at a discounted price. Just because they don't have a mid level price tag next to them doesn't mean they're not good. I think they're decent. They're not being played. I think Justin Edwards, I think got him at a great price. Got him on a hinky deal. He's not being played. I think they have pieces. Nurse is not playing them. And this is a perfect time for you to like throw the coaching in my face. Like it's a perfect time because I think Nurse that's what Embiid out and a team playing basically 3 games in 5 nights, 6 nights. That's
Playoff
like
games,
you
high
need to
leverage
use your
playoff games,
bench. What's that?
high leverage playoff games at that.
Yeah. Like you need to use your bench. This is a perfect time to say, Chuck, coaching matters, and I would have nothing to say. I don't think this is Maury's fault because I think there's players on that bench that can contribute, and like we saw that last. I think we saw that with Barlow. That Nurse is not playing. I don't know what we can do about the backcourt. I do. I don't. Grimes is not playing well. I don't know. Like, and then Embiid's not there, which I think we should talk about. Embiid's not there. So Maxey, the second best player, has to play even more minutes. We don't have a backup guard. Embiid's not there. Maxi's playing. Damn, he literally played the whole game.
I think if
So
you're looking, go ahead.
no. That's all I had to say. I think there's pieces. It's just not. They're just not using them. If Tim Hardaway Jr. played on the same tour, we would be picking that dude apart. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. Doesn't do that. But from afar, he looks excellent. So
I
I mean,
think
that's no. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go.
no, off of that point, Chuck, I think there are definitely things you can pick apart, obviously, of the games of a Jabari Walker, Trent Wofford, Justin Edwards, and come up with reasons why, okay, I can't really trust this player in the playoffs, whether it's shooting, whether it's defense, decision making from a couple of them. But at the same time, you look across the court at the Knicks when they have a guy like Josh Hart out there who did hit a big three in this game, but isn't really a threat from the perimeter. When you see how well Dominic Barlow is playing Karl Anthony Towns, you can put in a Trent Wofford or Jabari Walker and have him shade on Josh Hart, and all of a sudden, like, you're not too worried about an OG Anunoby or Mikal Bridges attacking them, because that's what you would be concerned about, I think, on from a defensive standpoint when you're talking about those players. And then, yeah, you're losing a little bit of shooting on offense, but at the very least, you can throw out lineups with VJ at the point, Quentin Grimes, Paul George, Walker, and Barlow, and give Maxi that blow that he needs so you can have him fresher in the fourth quarter. I, like I said, I can see the negatives of why you may not want to play those guys, but I think Nick Nurse has to be more creative in getting them on the court, and he just hasn't done a good job of that all season long. Really, this isn't a new problem that we're talking about here.
But
It's been
you say all season
all
long.
season.
He's played those play. He's played
He has,
Jabari
but he
Walker a lot. Like he played him up until like his two way was over. Like he was playing him major minutes, almost too many minutes. He was playing Justin Edwards. You can't tell me when Landry Shamit gets off the Nick bench that Justin Edward can't come in and guard him. Like
right.
this matching up. Like you guys should be killing me with the coaching right now. You guys should be Chuck. This is why coaching matters.
And
You guys
I
should be
think that's the
bombarding me with that.
point. I think that's the point right there, Chuck. I think he did play Jabari Walker, and we did see Trent Wofford at times, even in the starting lineup at times. But Nick Nurse never really developed a rotation all season long, a consistency. Okay, I'm gonna go to this lineup with these guys.
Yeah, but when
That's
your
something
when your
never.
best player is a big, and you're trying to make a rotation with other bigs, I kind of get it. But this game should have defaulted back to when Embiid was out. Like, okay, Embiid's out. We know what to do. We know we had a rotation when he was out. Let's go back to that. So, I mean, I know what you're saying, but there's something I don't know. If he sees who was that third string center they had in the game, that dude.
Jeremy Shoshan.
Yeah, you tell me Jabari Walker can't match up? Like, oh, he's coming off the bench. Jabari, get in the game and play that. Like, he can't do that. Like,
He doesn't
again,
trust him.
that doesn't necessarily give Maxi rest
It
or
It
could.
can.
AJ rest,
It
but
could.
It could give Maxi rest. It could give him a lot of rest. It could give him a lot of rest, man. It just you have Grimes, which he played horrible, but you bring it
I
if
don't want
if
to
bring
crap
in
on
Justin
Grimes.
Edwards, right? Bring in Justin Edwards for an extra minute,
yeah,
right? But he
listen,
just
when Shamit came in the game, you mean tell
right,
me Justin Edwards didn't come in the game and
right.
guard him
He
for like
just
5 minutes?
uh, with a lot of coaches, he coaches with blinders on, and it's I think to me it's up to his assistants to say you need to get Maxi some rest now. Now, this very second, get him on a bench for a minute. We can stand a minute. We have a 6 point lead. If we lose 8 points, so what? It's still a 2 point game, and you can put him back in.
We would be killing him though, Troy. I think I know what
I
you're
don't.
saying.
I
I
know.
know what you're
I
saying.
don't. We wouldn't be. I wouldn't be killing him because we've seen Maxi and we've seen these Sixers players play the last 5 games, and the rotation get cut to 7 to 8 players. And when I say 7 to 8 players, the 7th and 8th guy are playing like 2 minutes and a minute apiece,
Right. Quentin
right?
Grimes is the only one getting.
Right. So it's not like he's really playing 8 players. He's sticking with 6. And he's been doing it for 5 games for the most part, right?
Yeah.
He's got to understand, I can't continue to do this if I want to win the series. And even if I win this series, they're going to be more tired than next series. If you win that and you go to the finals, you are going to be completely gassed. His assistant coaches, I don't know who they are. If he doesn't get fired, if he doesn't get fired, he needs to replace. He needs to replace him, and he has to replace him with some strong personalities that he'll listen to, because even if the assistant coaches are saying you got to get Maxey some rest, they're not listening. He's not listening.
I don't disagree with the assistant coaches, but and Kobe, this is where you need to hold us accountable. We were the last podcast we did. We were saying how right after the Celtics series, like that Nurse kept his job. We thought he was a good coach, and now we're saying he's a bad coach because we can't. I don't think it's good podcasting for us to be like, oh, he's good when he wins. Oh, he just lost the game. He's a bad coach. Like, pick a lane. Like, if he thinks a bad coach, and even through the wins, he should be a bad coach.
But we
can't be flip flopping. I don't think that's good podcasting for us to be like. That's why I delete podcasts. Like, that's why I'm listening to Stephen A. Smith, because he does the same thing.
But I don't think we are,
he
because
has millions of dollars, but that's what
I don't think we are, because in that Celtics series in Game 6 and in Game 7, we didn't see Tyrese Maxey look this aghast. Like, it was glaring in this Knicks game that he was just he didn't have the legs on those 3-point attempts. He closed that Game 7 out in Boston, getting downhill, using his speed. He didn't have that juice to do that on back-to-back offensive possessions tonight, and it was so glaring throughout the game. Like, I don't think he played 47 minutes in any of those Boston games. I don't think that
he had a 7'1" freak also playing, and who took a lot of the pressure off of him. And also, Nurse is the same coach that he was in that game too.
Listen,
my point is, like, I'm not saying he's a awful coach, but I don't think we can say, oh, well, he might get fired now. Like,
no, well, I didn't say that.
Like, he's a good coach.
I wasn't that way. I thought he coached a good series. I thought, especially the last 4 games, last 3 games, he coached a good series.
Yeah.
And he outcoached. If he figured something out, he outcoached Joe Mazzulla. That's great. Yeah. But I said it before. If we get swept here, it goes right back to scratch for me. Like, I want him going.
You did say that. You said that.
Yeah, like, I think he's a decent coach, or I should say he's an average coach. Like, he to me, he doesn't do anything that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he doesn't help his team, but to me, he takes away. Like tonight, he took away from his team to me because of the way he staggered everyone's minutes. He thinks he's giving somebody a rest for Paul George. Like, you look at Paul George. Paul George, he'll come out the game, and then a minute later, he's back on the floor again. And it's like, dude, if you're going to take him out and give these guys a rest, give them a rest. Give them a rest. You have to trust that Triple. You've been coaching these guys for 82 games, and you mean that at 82 games, you only trust 6 people? How is that possible?
That's a great point. It seems like that.
Yeah,
he wouldn't even trust the 6th player. If B was there, he probably wouldn't. Bono wouldn't have got it again.
No, Bono would not have played.
Great too. I mean,
he did.
He played.
No, but you know what? Here's what he did. Bono got his hands on rebounds and kept his hands on rebounds, and he was a rim protector.
Yeah.
He blocked 2 shots. Guys were getting downhill, throwing up wild layups because he was there. He contested jumpers. He contested on an OG jumper who was killing us, and he got messed up on OG. Contested his jumper, and OG threw up a brick.
Yeah.
He's a good contester. He's just a silly basketball player. He's silly. Like I said before, he's like a baby. Like he doesn't know when to back off. He doesn't know
Yeah.
when to be aggressive, when to back off.
His IQ
And
is
listen, he's a young
that's why
player
he
and
was
he's
so
a raw player. So that like he's got to learn that stuff. Will he learn that stuff? I have no idea.
yeah.
But he can give you a couple of good minutes, I think, in every game because he's done it. He's done it all year long. He's come off the bench all year long, and I'm not saying he's played great, but he's giving you some good qualities that the team needs. So, like, you got to play Barlow. You have to play Bona. Dude, I'm playing Walker. I'm playing Walker because
Well,
he rebounds.
even before you get to walk, do you see Bona and
And B playing together?
no Barlow like getting some burn next game? Even when
Yeah.
Embiid comes back, which we need to talk about Embiid, but like, do you see them like is this an aberration? Hey, uh, so and so got in foul trouble. I had to bring Barlow in the game. Um, you think he'll get? He played really well. He made a difference.
Really
You think
well.
he's going to play this
One
game?
of the first things I said, was I hope like I know he got in because of foul trouble, but I hope Nurse recognized that that's a body that he can trust. There should be no question or conversation going forward if he can trust Barlow. I don't care if he comes in and gives us a bad game or a so-so game or nothing game. You can trust him.
I hate to
I,
say it, but I kind of like the starting Barlow and bringing Kelly off the bench idea. I don't think he's ever going to do it. I don't know how
no,
we
I
can get
don't
that
think so.
message to him, but I think I would really like that. Just having someone do the dirty work. Why? This is if Embiid's back,
And B is playing correct.
yeah. Granted, he doesn't stretch the floor. He has a little bit of jump shot, but it's not. It's kind of awkward looking.
Listen,
But if you're playing with Maxi, Embiid, Paul George, and Edgecombe, that's
Well, they're
it's
going to
not the end
you
of
double
the
know,
off.
world
They're
for him
going
not to
whoever
be able.
whoever's guarding Barlow is going to double Embiid or Maxi.
Right,
but that's
but
fine. But here's the thing: like you double off of Barlow, and Bede has the ball. Barlow's a good cutter.
and passer.
Barlow and Embiid have played very well together during the regular season.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
like I have confidence that okay, Barlow, you're not a great 3-point shooter. Will you hit one out of every 8? Yeah. If you're open, should you take it? Yeah, take it. If Drummond can take it, you take it. Right? I'm not saying
Yeah.
shoot 8 threes a game, but you're gonna have to keep the defense honest and shoot one or two. If you happen to make one, that's great.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I like Barlow's activity on D. I wish he was a better rebounder, but that's the reason why I would probably play Walker also. You got to give Embiid a break. Embiid, you can't. So okay, fine. Embiid sat today for ankle reasons or what have you. You can't if he comes back and plays on Friday. What are you gonna do? Play him 44 minutes? Right? You can't. You
Yeah.
got to use your bench. He has to use his bench. There's
I don't
no
think
way
he thinks
around
that.
it, huh?
I don't think. I don't think he.
He does not. He does not. It was readily apparent in the first quarter that he was not going further than 7 guys
Yeah.
tonight.
Especially like when you see a Shamit and um that center who I can't pronounce his name. Them go off the
Mm.
bench. Like if I'm the other, I'm like, cool. I'll put in like whoever. Like I don't need PG out there. Let me put this guy in there.
Or
I don't know.
or you're right. Just let me get somebody some rest.
Correct.
Here's an opportunity. Here's my opportunity to get my guys some rest.
Yeah.
Right? They did a
Yeah.
good job of getting the other bigs in foul trouble. Okay, great.
Did you?
Mitchell Robinson wasn't even there. Like you didn't have to
Mitch
worry
wasn't
about
there. Yeah.
him.
Yeah. Let me
It's
ask a question.
crazy.
Did you see this on a good side? Like they played well. Did you
I
see
thought they played
anything
well.
in his coaching that he did differently, or do you think the team just had more energy? Like it just wasn't. They
I
just
think the
weren't
team
as
had more
lethargic.
energy. I think the team had more energy, and like I said, I like the way they played and the way they were set up once Maxi got trapped. They had Maxi had a nice outlet in the middle of the floor, and it was just like picking your poison at that point in time because you're playing 4-on-3.
Yeah.
Um, I thought defensively, Kobe, you mentioned this. You got to give VJ a lot of credit the way, or maybe you did, uh, the way he played on um,
Brunson.
on Brunson.
Yeah.
Um,
There's something there. There's something there. And I hope that.
well, I don't know if you noticed this, but during the course of the year, Brunson shot like 40
33%, 8 for 24 on VJ.
on threes.
No, overall, he shot 8 for 24.
No,
Okay,
but
well,
I'm talking
VJ.
about during the course of the year. During the course of the year, he didn't shoot that well on VJ either. VJ makes him work. Like VJ, he gets over screens. If he goes under the screen, he's right there. He makes him work, right? And
Yeah.
I love that. I noticed today that there was less switching between him and Maxi when they tried to run like a pick and roll with Maxi. VJ stayed to his man, which I liked. Um, I like the traps that they I love the traps that they gave to Brunson to make other Knicks beat him. And a lot of times they didn't the Knicks didn't win. But then there was that stretch in the fourth quarter where where Brunson was had the mismatch with Barlow. And even though Barlow did a good job, it's crunch time. Brunson's a great player.
Yeah.
I wish you would have threw a trap there. It was like three or four times in a row. Send the traps there to get the ball out of his hands. Make somebody else win. Don't let
Or,
him beat you. Make somebody else beat you.
Hmm.
So I thought he could
or if
have done a better job at that.
or if I'm VJ there, you haven't been switching all game long. Don't do it now. I know he had those 4 attempts on Barlow where they didn't score a single time, but
But you know
then
what?
he
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
but Mike Brown, I think, did a good job with those 2 timeouts in the fourth quarter because uh they went up by a couple of points. They called the timeout. You could see Jalen Brunson going to the bench saying, "I want Barlow." I don't know if you guys read his list, but
Oh, I
he was
didn't know
saying,
that.
"I
No.
want, I want Barlow," and they intentionally tried to get that switch to get that matchup. And I think in the moment, I'm like, okay, I'm cool with it because he's been playing him well, but I do want to see VJ fight that uh, in the future just because of the great job that he did on him all night long. He would have
I
had to work harder, like you said, to score on VJ.
Yeah, but I more than anything, I would have loved to see them just get the ball out of Brunson's hands and make somebody else beat you.
Hmm. Like your boyfriend, OG.
Oh,
Who
oh,
was
I,
outstanding.
yeah,
And I think we'd be doing bad
you don't
podcasting
want
if we
you don't
didn't
want to
talk
get into
about the
this OG
Knicks.
thing. You don't
Troy,
want to get into this
you
OG thing.
live in this fantasy world that the the Sixers were in position to trade like for him. Like I don't. What are we doing?
Chuck, they could have done it if they really wanted to do it. They
Whatever.
could have done it.
Whatever. Our team
Just to
will
get
not
back
look
to
the
the
same.
game, I think that even if the Sixers, all after all that we've said about the things they did wrong, if they take care of the ball, they win this game. They had almost 20 turnovers. I think they finished
Oh,
with
did they?
18.
Oh, really?
And the amount of times that the Knicks took advantage, they had to have. I know they had at least 7 points in transition at halftime. They had to have over 10 for the game. OG Anunoby is a demon in transition. He's unstoppable, and he got several buckets in that phase of the game because of Sixers turnovers, because of whether it was that or
And and their live ball
missed
turnovers.
shots. Yeah.
Live
Um,
ball turnovers is all the ones that really kill
I
you.
think if you clean that up in this game, you probably win. And give the Knicks credit. OG Anunoby is a total. I said it before the series. He's a total mismatch for us on both ends, and he was the X factor for them. Brunson, VJ, Brunson killed us at the end. He was able to close the game, but all throughout the game, it was OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges making timely shots. Josh Hart, didn't score a lot, but had his Josh Hart type of game: 6 rebounds, 5 assists, couple of steals. OG had his 4 blocks.
4 blocks.
4 blocks. Yeah, so I mean, Knicks, we allowed them to stay in the game and they took advantage.
Yeah.
Gotta give him credit.
Yeah, but again, and hold on to your hats when I say this. If Nick Nurse would have just made some adjustments, added some.
I'm sorry. Before you go, I don't know if I'm recording.
You are. It's hard to tell. Let me move you. No, you're not recording. You're on
So
the
so
live
none
stream.
of
I
this
can
is
get you.
coming up.
I can get you on the. I can get you on the. But you're fine. Like you're going live,
Okay.
so I can pull it off YouTube.
Okay.
So
But
you're
it
good.
can't go. Can it go on Spotify or no?
It can. It's a little bit of work, but I can do it. Can we talk about Embiid?
Yeah. Were you surprised?
Yes and no. We talked about this yesterday that he hadn't played 6 games in a row in 3 years.
Yeah.
Did we expect him to go like? Let's say they made in our dreams. Let's say he would have made it. Sixers would have made it to the championship game, like the finals. That's 2 months away. Is he missing? Like he's gonna be missing games.
Yeah.
So in a way, I was only surprised because it didn't seem like there was anything wrong physically. Like he did hurt his side, but I saw him interviewed after the game. He seemed fine. So it was a surprise because it didn't seem like there was like anything that triggered an injury.
Was it frustrating for you?
No, looking actually after it sunk in, I'm like, well, you know what? I think they're resting him because they said it was his ankle and his
Yeah.
hip.
Something like that. Yeah.
It's those. I don't think all season they mentioned an ankle or hip with Embiid. So they might be and he wasn't on the bench, so he must have been in Philadelphia. I think they're just resting him. I think it was a way to get him some rest. So
I hope
hopefully
that's the case.
he's fresh. Did you see him on the bench?
No, I didn't. I wasn't looking for him. But
You
I hope
didn't see
that's the case. I hope it
You
is.
didn't see a
Just
7'1"
I didn't.
uh
A lot of times I don't see him on the bench because he's always like on the bench, but like kind of like in the crowd a little bit. So
yeah.
I don't pay
Maybe
attention
he
to him.
does kind of sneak away and
Yeah.
blend in. But I think after it sunk in, I think they were just trying to give him maybe an extra day's rest because maybe they were trying to punt this game. But they played hard. They almost won the game. That would have been
I think,
awesome.
yeah, I think they knew they would have had a chance to win without him. I think that also went
Oh,
into
really? You think so? I
that
thought they were
decision.
punting the game.
Well, you know
No,
what?
I mean,
If there was a game to punt, it probably should have been game one. That should have been the
but
game
Yeah.
to give him a little bit of
Who
rest
are you gonna?
and
Who,
come back
you
to
gonna
game
start
two.
Watford at point and give Maxi a day? Like, I mean, I
Listen,
guess.
listen, those guys are gassed, man. They all need a day off. I'm going to
They
be honest
do.
with you. They all need a game off.
Yeah, they're giving your Spurs and Thunder max multiple days off in a row, and the Sixers can't get 2 days off in
like
a row. It's
like
crazy.
watching that fourth quarter is like playing 2K when you just play your starters the entire game and you have that little Gatorade icon next to their name, and Maxi is just like walking the ball up the court when you're trying to hit turbo and make them run and nothing's happening.
Nothing
That's what it
Yeah,
happens.
was. That's what it was like watching them.
yeah.
What's your guys' thoughts on the Embiid thing? Do you think it was a way to rest him, or do you think
I
he's really
do.
hurt?
When I didn't, well, I mean, listen, there was a report. I think it had to be Tuesday where it was like, Embiid, uh, he's got a sore hip and ankle or whatever. And normally you see a report like that, and it's like, yeah, okay. So basically it's a 50-50 shot that he's going to play. So like when I heard the news, I was a little disappointed, but I wasn't shocked by it. I wasn't even frustrated by it. I have a very good friend of mine, he's a Knicks fan. He's like, seriously, like, you know, as a Sixer fan, like, how do you deal with this? I'm like, dude, I've been dealing with this for his whole career. Like, this is, he's like, but you have to be frustrated. I was like, no, it's just, it is what it is. It's apropos.
It's
Like,
territory. Yeah.
we're used to it.
Yeah.
We're used to it. I'm not frustrated. I hope he's able to play on Friday. The Sixers have been playing like this all year long with and
Yeah,
without him, so it's
right.
fine.
It'd be one thing I think if he played the entire year and then playoffs come and you hear these reports about his ankle and his hips and you hear that they're gonna, he's out for the game. I'd be a little bit more frustrated in that case. But they're so used to playing without him. I knew they would have a chance to win this game. I don't think the Knicks are world beaters. I think they're a really hot, really good team right now and look like a title contending team, especially after winning tonight. But I knew that the Sixers would have a chance to win this game without Joel Embiid, and they did.
Yeah, that was
So,
that
I
was a
mean,
good call, Kobe. I thought you were like being Mr. Fanboy, but they had a chance to win. I do want to say, so the people I work with, I news traveled quickly and they came running to me. "Oh, you heard Embiid's out." Like it almost they were questioning his desire, and I didn't really say anything. I was like, whatever. But I'm not questioning his desire at all. I think it's smart to give a 7-1, 7-2 guy a little bit of rest after playing, this many games. Like he came back from an appendicitis when he didn't have to.
Yeah,
People
so,
would have
and he
been,
shouldn't
people would have
have.
been like, fine.
He shouldn't have.
People, yeah, people would have been like, fine. I understand. He had a surgery. He's not coming back, but he came back. He rushed himself back to play. I think he understands like his legacy is at stake. He exercised a demon in Boston, but in Troy, in our lifetime, have you seen a more decorated, more talented player that didn't get at least to the conference finals? And I think he knows that. And I
Yeah, but
think, you know, I th- I think he wants it, but
I, I,
I
I
think they
don't
realized
doubt.
he needed some rest. I think he
I
needed
don't
some
doubt.
rest.
I don't doubt that he wants it at all. I don't.
I don't
I
doubt it.
don't
Yeah.
consider Embiid um, soft. I don't consider him someone who doesn't care.
Yeah.
I really do think he wants it. It's just unfortunate that his body um, doesn't doesn't align with his mind and his heart. Um, so it's just unfortunate.
So what do you mean heart? His body. Oh, okay. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I got it. I got
Yeah,
it.
you know
Yeah,
what
I
I
know
mean.
what you
Like his body just it can't stand up to the rigors.
mean. Yeah.
Listen, the guy's 7 foot, seven whatever, 7'1".
Yeah.
He plays in many ways like a big guard, and that's just too much.
It's too much.
And also listen, do I think someone who is very active and works out, do I think him getting in the gym in a particular way would help him? I do. I do. I think if he put on some more muscle, it would help him. It would help him.
if he put on some more muscle, in what
If
way?
he and his whole body overall,
Could
15 to
he
20 pounds of muscle.
could he have worked out his appendix?
No,
Could he
no,
have?
I'm just talking about as far as like, some of the injuries that he has.
Hmm,
I just think if his lower body was a little bit more muscular,
yeah.
if his upper body was a little bit more muscular, he could take the pounding a little bit better. And when I say pounding, I mean just him up and down the court.
Suppose he took out 50% of the falls he does in the ground. Do you think that might help?
I I I think I'm the only person. I think I'm the only person who understands why he falls. Because when he if he goes
Enlighten
up
the
into the,
world though. Why?
if he jumps up and dunks the ball, or if he goes up into the air, blocks a shot, and
Mhm.
tries to land on his 2 feet, something's going to break. Something is going to break. There's going to be an injury. I think doctors have told him, listen, to protect yourself, to protect your lower extremities, you're going to have to learn how to roll on the ground.
Hmm.
Take a soft landing and roll on the ground. He's not Doc. Remember Doc? Doc would jump all over the place and he would never fall. He will always land on his feet.
Correct.
He's not that. He's not as athletic as he is. He's not what you would call agile. And I think if he tried to be that way, he would have even more injuries.
Hmm.
So I think the doctors have told him, listen, dude, just don't try to stand up when you're up in the air like that and land.
Okay.
Just fall. Brace yourself.
Yeah.
Colby, what do you want to say? What are you about to say? Oh, okay. I thought you were
No,
about to
I
say
was still
something else.
stuck on the thought of he needs to put on 15 to 20 pounds of muscle. I don't think that I don't think that's
Right, that's
I
right.
think
That's
having
right.
muscle helps resist for his knees, especially having more muscle on your quads and would definitely help. But I think that flexibility training and training basketball movements more would allow him to stay on the court more. I don't know if that's an indictment on the training staff if they're doing the wrong things with him. I don't think they
He
would
has
be.
a great trainer. He has a fantastic trainer,
Drew
right? Like,
Hanlon? You talking about Drew Hanlon?
yeah. Like he trains Tatum, he trains Maxi. Like he's a great trainer.
Hmm.
I just think forget basketball. Just forget like basketball movement or whatever.
I mean
If
that I mean strength training that trains basketball movements, not just like traditional muscle building training that's going to help him build muscle, like training that's going to help him move better and move the right way on the basketball court
I
using weights.
when I say I think he needs to put on muscle, it's to prevent the injuries. It is to prevent the injuries. He'll be a stronger player, and the pounding that he takes, he'll be able to withstand that a little bit more. I want you to think about like how much muscle you have put on um, playing rugby. But if you had stayed the same way, there's no way you would have been injured a lot more. And I know that's a more of a contact sport, but basketball is still a contact sport, right? He injures himself a lot in many different ways. I think him having more muscle, specifically in his lower body, will prevent a lot of those injuries that he has. He's got a hip and ankle issue right now, right? So if you're trying to tell me that if he doesn't strengthen his calf muscle, like that wouldn't help.
No, it would. I agree. Not having muscle build resistance for sure. But I just think
I'm not saying he has to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's not what I'm saying. I don't need him
I
to
mean that
be.
wouldn't even help. That would be a disadvantage being
It
Arnold
wouldn't be.
Schwarzenegger.
Listen, you look at Alonzo Mourning, you look at David Robinson. Those guys were pretty like their bodies look like bodybuilders, right? They put on a lot of muscle
But
to
they were
help
also
themselves.
able to move a certain way. Like it wasn't just the muscle that
You,
But
you
you
guys,
could be big and strong. You could be muscular and be not be able to move and still be weak.
you
Like
guys are
just
doing
because
a
it looks like you have a lot of muscle doesn't mean you're strong all the
you, you,
time.
you guys are
I'm
doing a
I'm
good Chuck and Noah impression.
I'm this is about preventing injuries. That's all
I
I'm
understand.
saying. It's not about I don't yeah, he's going to be stronger, but that's not the main goal. The main goal for me is put on some muscle to prevent injuries. He's an injury-prone player, right? He's never really been like a he works out, but he does all of basketball workouts. I would like to see him be in the gym, put on some muscle, and see how his body reacts to that. Let me see how it reacts to 10 pounds of muscle.
You don't think he needs to lose weight before gaining more weight? You don't think he needs to lose weight, or you just think he needs to build muscle?
He needs to build muscle.
Okay.
Lose the 10 pounds of fat, put on the 10 pounds of muscle. And maybe that's a better way of saying it.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Can we talk about game 3 before we get out of here?
Yeah.
Must win. Must win.
It is a must win.
You guys want to go?
I think Embiid. So we want to go.
Yeah.
We should do something. I gotta admit, I like the fact that New York put that little outside. Had the fans outside looking at the game. I could do that.
We don't
Like
have
a
that.
festival. Like a
It
festival.
should, I mean, we have Xfinity Live. I mean, that's
Yeah, that's
That
true.
would be a cool place to watch the game. I don't know if you guys have seen clips of that place lately during the playoffs. It's been
Yeah.
not.
It looks
There's another
special.
place. I forgot what it's called. It's not Xfinity Live. It's
It's
oh
called
man, but it begins
it's a
with an S. Maybe.
stateside
Yeah, stateside live or whatever.
stateside live. Yeah.
That place has been rocking.
We shouldn't be giving free advertisements, but yes. I think Embiid's coming back. I'm going to pray that Nurse lengthens the bench. If Landry Shamet can get some burn, Justin Edwards can get some burn.
I mean, listen, I think that if you add Embiid to the adjustments that they made in this game too, you have a really good chance to win game 3. I think there are a lot of good things you could take from tonight. Like what you said, Dad, pressing Brunson, using those traps, not doing it all the time, but using them sparingly, keeping the Knicks on their toes, still allowing BJ to do his thing like he did tonight one-on-one, but then using those traps at different points in the game. Dominic Barlow, that's something that you have to use in game 3, whether Embiid plays or not. He's shown you that he can be impactful on the defensive end. And you have Joel Embiid, who, should be a little bit more fresh, who should be the Embiid that we know and expect him to be. I think they have a real shot at winning game 3.
Yeah.
But
This
it
might
is a
be,
must win.
Embiid not playing may be the coaching move of the year. Like if he comes back fresh and
if he
plays
comes
really
back
well.
fresh and they win, yeah,
Yeah.
like that. You're right.
Yeah.
But okay, that could be a coaching move. But Maxi, you got to give him some rest.
But how?
I will.
Okay, give me a scenario. Like, what would you? Let's say, how would you do? What would you do in the first half to get them rest, and what would you do like in the game on like even like when they were up 6? Someone had mentioned that before. I think it was Detroit to take them out.
Yeah.
It's even like I was that lead is not safe. Like I'm saying to myself, I'm thinking
No
I
lead
want
is safe.
Maxi to take over like he did in Boston at that point. I don't want him to come out the game. If they were taking out the game, I think we would have killed Nick Nurse.
I understand. I would not have killed him. I would not have killed him. But the second that in the second
If they would
quarter,
have lost the lead, like
Chuck, the second that I watched Maxi with his hands on his knees, bending over in the second quarter, that's to me, that's hey, let me get a timeout, give him a couple minutes rest. When I get back on the floor, he's still on the bench. I'm gonna give him a couple more minutes rest, and then I'll bring him back in there. And I may do that. I may do that during the second half. I may do it in the third quarter, and depending on how the game is going, I'll do it again in the fourth quarter. Just to say, Chuck. I understand what you're saying. I truly understand what you're saying.
Campaign is not walking through that door.
I understand, but guess what? If you're going to continue to run Maxi the way you do, you're going to get what you got tonight.
I agree. I just don't know how they're going to do it with their personality. I'm just like, and I think Nick Nurse is so competitive. Like he's not going to take like his best perimeter player out. It can't be like up 6 with like 5 minutes to go. We can't do it.
And here's the thing, like I think we noticed that in game one, Maxi was kind of being passive. Maybe that's the reason why. Maybe it's like, dude, we're gonna need you at the end. Let's just funnel the ball to Embiid right now,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Like it's they're not forcing it to
Yeah.
Embiid, you know, to
That's
get
how.
him off. It's like, dude, let's get everybody else some rest. Embiid, you take over. You know,
Yeah.
you handle it for right now, and then Maxi, you'll finish it for us. But to your
Yeah.
point earlier, Maxi had to beat Embiid and Maxi tonight, and it was just too
Yeah.
much for him.
It's too much. It's
Yeah.
absolutely too much. So I'm hoping. Here's what I want. Here's my wish list. Kelly comes off the bench, which is not going to happen.
No.
Barlow starts. Maxi gets some rest. I don't know. Kyle Lowry turns. Kyle Lowry turns back the clock. Plays point.
No. Who else? Who else is on the bench? I'm
There's
trying.
no one on
You
the
know
bench that
what?
can handle the
You know
ball.
what?
Troy,
Yeah,
you might have to
yeah.
suit up.
There's
You might have
one.
to show them, Troy.
There's another guy on the bench that's a ball handler.
Wofford?
Wofford. Give him a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Right? Go
What?
go.
What?
Listen, VJ's gonna be your point guard in essence, right? Like, but bring Wofford in. Have a lineup of VJ, Paul George, Wofford, Barlow. This is if Embiid is in or out. And Embiid, if he's out,
Is
if Embiid is out, put Bona in. But like you have VJ and you have PG in the game. Why not bring in a Wofford, a big guard? Like that's a big lineup, right?
Is it just his
Eh,
shooting? Why do you think
who-
he doesn't shoot a three? He doesn't
He
shoot threes.
doesn't. He
What
doesn't.
do you
But if
think?
he's
Is
in the
that the
he's
game,
reason he's
not.
not playing? You think?
no,
No.
I don't. I just don't think I don't think Nurse trusts him. That's all. It could be, but then again, that's also on Daryl Morey, right? Like you have a bunch of guys here that can't shoot threes, that don't shoot threes. And the way you're playing and the way your offense is set up, you need 3-point shooters on the floor. So
Yeah.
that's on Morey too.
Yeah. Yeah. Kobe, what were we saying? Like, why do you think he's not playing?
I was just gonna. I love Trent Wofford. I said from the start of the season that he could be that starting power forward guy that can play with the starters because he's a good facilitator. And at the time he was taking open threes, and I figured he just would get better at it as the season went on. But I always liked his basketball IQ. I just know he's a little limited physically, athletically on the glass. He's not going to really help you out too much. But why would you have,
But then
Kobe, that's
that
that's
wasn't
a
a
great
that
point.
wasn't a glowing endorsement though, Kobe.
No, but he made a great point. He has a basketball IQ,
Hmm.
which is you can't say that about a lot of the Sixers. I'm
Who's he?
sorry. Out
Who's he guarding? Who's
outside
he guarding on the next?
Brian, you put him on Josh Hart. I don't know.
right, you would put him on. That was my point earlier.
How many people are guarding Josh Hart?
Everybody's going Josh Hart. So
I
you put him on
mean, it's
who is it?
fine. He's
You
got
can
the
put him
legs of
on
Tinkler.
Bridges, you put him on Anunoby.
Uh,
Like switch it out. Listen, I don't like it either.
maybe
But
Bridges.
but
Maybe.
listen, at some point in time, this we're talking, he's not playing 20 minutes. We're talking, give us 5 minutes just so we can sit Maxi, just so we can sit PG, just so we can sit and beat.
Yeah, I think you have to play him
Now,
like a poor man's Ben Simmons. I think if he's on the floor, you have to surround him with shooters. So that means
Right.
Bona can't be in the game. That
so Justin
means
Edwards has to be in the game.
Justin Edwards could be in the game, I guess. We don't. The thing we don't have a lot of shooters, so you can't surround it with shooters. He has to play
Again,
with
that's
Maxi. That's the problem because
again
Maxi's one of the only shooters
correct,
we have on the team. So
correct. And again,
I, I
that's
don't
on
know how
Maury.
he's going to get in the game. That's
That's on
fair.
Maury.
It's on Maury because he traded McCain. I think Wofford at his contract was he's skilled, and they got him for next year too under a really team friendly contract. They got Barlow on a team friendly contract. They got
But here's the
Walker on a
thing,
team
like
friendly contract.
right, it's on Maury that he traded McCain, but McCain issue was also on Nick Nurse for not figuring
Yeah,
out
yeah, they're
how
both
to play him
culpable.
with Maxi and VJ.
That's they're both
Like
culpable. But
he played VJ at the expense of McCain, and it should have never been that way. He should have been giving McCain a
he
lot of
played
minutes
VJ instead of McCain.
at the expense of McCain. And
Okay,
for
that's a
me,
bad
it
thing.
should no for me it should have been. Remember how we were complaining about Maxi getting so many minutes early in the season? Like
VJ too.
McCain should have had those minutes. There's
Not
no
early Troy because he wasn't playing. He would even tell you he wouldn't play his knee and between his knee and his hand he wasn't playing well.
He
But I
wasn't
agree,
right.
like
He wasn't right.
he wasn't
he,
right.
But
he
I
But he
think the
got he
Sixers
started
okay.
weren't
getting right.
patient with him.
He wasn't right, but I still would have played him minutes. Like if he played a bad 2 minute stretch or a minute stretch, we wouldn't see him the rest of the game, and that's not fair to him. Like if you're gonna play him, if he's in part of your rotation and you want him to be part of your rotation, give him at least 5 minutes each half.
Can we can we make a pact not to talk about OG Ananobi as a Sixer and Jared McCain?
He would look so good in a Sixer jersey.
Those two.
OG and McCain.
He'd probably be in street clothes on the bench somehow, some way.
I just,
Listen,
I don't see Wofford getting this getting back. I just don't see him.
yeah,
You can't put him out there with another non-shooter. So I don't know if he's getting like I don't know the lineup that he's going to thrive in. And you're
he's
right.
he won't.
Maury gets some of that blame, but we're here right now. We can't like go back in time and try to get
Correct,
McCain, try to make that trade. By the
correct.
way, did you
But
guys look at that pick? It's only it's only 5 picks away from the pick that he gave Oklahoma City. Not a bad pick, but anyway, I just they can't go back in time, so it is what it is. They can't put him like
here's the thing, man.
they see Wofford and Bona in the game, and you give it throw Kelly in there. He could shoot, but he's not a shooter. See, like that, they're not respecting anybody's jump shot. They can't. I just
Would
know how you're
you
gonna play him.
would you
He's
think
not shooting jump
about
shots.
would you think about playing if Embiid comes back when he comes back? Would you think about playing him and Bona together? We've
I
seen
would
that
like
during
that.
the course of the
I
season.
would like that. I would like that a lot,
Yeah,
actually.
I would like to see that also.
I would like that a really lot. Bona can get as many fouls as he wants with him if Embiid is playing. I don't care.
It would just force you to play Drummond more minutes.
Drummond didn't play bad
Drummond's
today.
fine. He was fine.
I didn't. Drummond didn't play bad today. I thought he had some
He
good
rebounded
offensive
really well.
rebounds.
Yeah, good. Okay.
There was a rebound where it sat right in front of him and he couldn't jump. His
Yeah.
feet were glued to the floor. But I
True.
thought overall he played okay.
True. To your point, at minimum, just give the Knicks a different look to think about something than just the same
Different look.
the
Listen,
same 6 guys that
right,
are
and
coming to play.
I'll go back to 2 years ago when they played the Boston Celtics, and that series changed in Game 6 when Boston changed their lineup. And it was a lineup that when it
Who was
happened, I
that?
was like, they're going to lose this game.
What lineup? What they have? What lineup was
It was
it? I don't remember.
they started
Um,
Horford and Robert Williams together.
Oh yeah. Great point.
Totally changed, and
Totally
it totally
changed the game.
changed the
Yeah,
totally
because
changed the whole game.
they put Robert Williams in the dunker spot, and it was over.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
good point.
So like Missoula, for all the heat that he's taken now, he's willing to do things like that,
Yeah.
right? Like he's willing to just let's roll the dice here to
Wasn't
see
that
if it
Nick Nurse's
works.
reputation though? Like the
No, Nick Nurse's reputation, and I know this because every time we hire a new coach, I always go to that team's fan page and all the Twitter accounts,
you're
and
a
I read
sick
the
fuck. You know
articles.
that, Troy?
Yeah, and I read the articles, right?
You're
So his
sick.
reputation was when he
this is
has
no
his
fun.
players, like he'll junk the game up defensively. Well, he'll throw out a bunch of different defenses at different times and like
but not
run
the
and jump
personnel.
stuff. The personnel, the way he coaches the Sixers is the way Toronto fans
Oh,
were
okay.
complaining about him, where he just
Okay.
runs his players into the hole.
Interesting. Okay. I didn't
So
know that.
it's just him and Tibbs come from the same or cut from the same cloth.
Hmm.
It seems.
He's
Listen,
running back.
I don't know about you. I think Tibbs is a coach I would really enjoy, quite honestly. But that's subject for another day.
Yeah, but
Uh,
like you would think that until you talk to Minnesota fans, you talk to Knicks fans, like
but
Chicago
they've
fans.
all
They're gonna
has he ever had a like losing season?
no, but
Like,
he's never won. He's never won because
but he
he
never
runs his
had
plays on
a
the ground. Chuck,
he
think
never had a
Chuck,
LeBron. He never had a
Chuck. He had a Derrick Rose. He had a Derrick Rose
Derrick
in
Rose.
his prime.
Okay.
Derrick Rose, and what happened to him? He comes back off of an injury. He plays the Sixers in the first round. In the first game, the Bulls are beating them by 20 something points, and Derrick Rose is still in the game
Listen,
at
I
the end of
would
a
be.
game, and he tore his ACL or his Achilles, whatever he tore. He shouldn't have
I
been in the game.
I won't disagree with that, but I know that Jimmy Butler praised him. I even Derrick Rose went back and played for him. Like they nothing but praise. I rarely hear a
Let me ask you
player
a question:
complain.
Are
And
you gonna complain if you play 45 minutes a game?
no,
No, no, no one's going to complain if they're
nobody.
playing 45 minutes a game, but you need a rest.
Him and Iverson, he would have. Oh my God! Remember, just imagine him and Iverson on the same
Iverson
team.
would have played 90 minutes per game.
He would have turned into dust.
Or either dust or the I don't want to say Jesus Christ, but
Yeah, he would have turned in like in Affinity War when everyone just that would have been
Everybody just
Iverson.
went into the ether.
by the snap of the
Yes.
finger.
So yeah.
OG Anunoby did get
Oh my
hurt towards
God.
the end of the game.
Oh, did he good?
Have you guys seen anything on him?
No,
No,
that's not good. I like OG.
I know. We
But
can
that's
tell.
a huge loss for them if he has to miss game 3.
Too bad. I don't want any team to
I
be
yeah,
like,
like
oh,
listen, I don't.
woe is me about injuries. I don't want to
Yeah,
hear
you
it.
can't. Yeah, I don't want to hear that
I
about
don't want to hear
from
it.
any team. From
No.
any team. Do
So
not talk to me
if he
about
gets
any
hurt, he gets
injuries.
hurt. That's all. That's part of the game.
Yeah.
You guys
Well,
got predictions? You got predictions for the game 3 before we get out of here?
I
Before we
I
sleep?
I think the Sixers should win with Embiid. If he doesn't play, I still think they
Great
no,
call, Troy. Great call,
they
Kobe. I'm anxious to hear yours, Kobe, because you've been pretty spot on lately.
I think that if Embiid doesn't play, the Knicks have a. I know a lot of Knicks fans. I even was looking at my group chat
Correct.
after the game. They think that we play better without Embiid. I know they haven't watched the Sixers all year, or enough to
They don't have context.
be
They don't understand
yeah,
intelligently
they
what
about
that
that
yeah.
Boston
topic.
series meant
But yeah,
And
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 us
and
going
Knicks
into that
fans are
game with.
delusional.
um, and they also don't like Embiid. But I know that if he's not playing, it's obviously a big advantage to the Knicks, especially they saw us in game 2 without him. They can kind of scout and come up with adjustments off of
Right.
that. It would be a lot tougher to adjust to MB coming back uh, and them looking like a much
A
different
regular
team than they
team.
did in game 1. So that I think that's going to be a big key. I think if he doesn't play, it's a big advantage for the Knicks, and they have been at this point playing like title contenders. What a title contender would do in game 3 is must win for the other team is put them to
Put
bed,
them to, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Especially when you're going to have in Xfinity Mobile Arena probably a lot of Knicks fans there. It's not going to be a traditional away game, so they should be out for blood if they're really about what they have been looking like they're about. So it's going to come down to, I think, Embiid playing.
I think I agree with you, Kobe. I think Embiid will play. I don't think he can, unless he's seriously injured. He can't have a press conference after the Boston game and be like, okay, don't sell your tickets to pay your bills for game 3 and then not show up for game 3. That would piss me off.
Yeah.
Unless he's seriously injured.
Unless he's seriously injured. He better be seriously injured. But
And I don't think
has
he
to.
is.
He
I don't think
what's
he is.
that?
I don't like
I don't-
you guys said. I don't think he is.
I don't.
I don't
think
listen. I hope he's not. You never know. You never know with him.
Yeah.
He's never those a hip and an ankle. Those things had never been on.
He-
He's never like had that issue all year. I think it was a way to get him some rest.
Possibly because he's played through worse things. I think. Like unless he's seriously injured, he has played through worse in
Yeah,
previous playoffs.
correct.
So
And he
maybe
wasn't on. He definitely was on a bench. I think he was in Philly, which was smart. Send him home, get some rest,
go to sleep.
watch the
Don't even look at the
game.
game.
And
Don't even look
let's
at the
go
game.
get him
Just
on.
go to
Let's go
sleep.
get him on Friday. I think the Sixers are going to win that game. I think they learned a little bit. I think they learned that VJ can slow Barlow down to some. I'm just kidding, Barlow. Brunson
Brunson.
down to some extent. He's just
Just make
not
him
as
work.
efficient. What's that?
Just make him work.
Make
Just
him
make
work.
him work.
I think he has to see something in Barlow unless he was closing his eyes every time Barlow was on the floor.
Which is
So hopefully,
I wouldn't
which
put
is,
it
I
past
guess it's
him at this
possible.
point.
I don't want to diss the brother because I know his brother just passed away, so I'm not gonna like go
Yeah.
hard.
No, that was a joke. That was a joke.
Yeah. So he needs to just extend the bench a little bit. I would love to see, and it breaks my heart when I say this, but bring Kelly off the bench, pay Barlow. I know he doesn't stretch the floor, but I think he can do some positive things out there.
What,
Can I get a little-
are you
can I
saying
get a
that?
little-
Are you saying that because you want to see what you think Barlow would be better, or you think Kelly would be better off the bench?
I think both. I think Kelly would be
Okay.
up better off the bench because he'd be playing against weaker competition for the most part. He would be guarding. He would have to be guarding like OG and Mikal. Whatever their backups are, most likely he's gonna be guarding them a lot more. And those backups are gonna be guarding him. He maybe
Yeah,
get
that's
his shot
a
off for getting.
mismatch.
That's
Yeah,
all.
make
That's
it a
all I'm
mismatch.
thinking about. That's really all I'm thinking about is offensively.
Yeah,
Him coming
and
off the bench and just going against
and
Jordan
with
Clarkson,
Barlow, and with Barlow's start, yeah, absolutely, Troy. And with
right?
Barlow starting, like you don't really need another scorer with PG,
Right.
Embiid, Maxey, and VJ.
Yeah, that's
You
it.
don't need another scorer.
That's what I've been saying. That's exactly what I've been saying.
Yeah. So
It'll be
I want to see
interesting.
that.
I'm,
And this is the
I'm
last
glad
thing.
you.
I want to see some Bona Embiid minutes. Troy,
I'm
you
glad
called
you've
it.
come
I would love
around.
to see that. I'm
I'm
coming
glad
around.
you've come around.
I've come around.
This has been a growth podcast for you,
It
Chuck.
has been.
We've talked a lot about
the
we've talked a
growth.
lot about role players on this episode.
I'm going to name this podcast "The Growth."
Well, we'll see what the Sixers can do. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow us on social media. Stay tuned for maybe a Game 3 preview in the coming days and definitely a recap after Friday's game. Down 2-0. Game 3 is must win. Boys got to go do it. Hopefully they get some rest and we see the big fella back out there in Philly on Friday. Guys, on that note, take it easy. Have a good night and I'll talk to you guys again soon.
Have a good night, brothers.
Good night.
Powered by Riverside.